like to thank President DASG and the team DASG for providing me such a great opportunity to present in this prestigious conference. And today I am going to explore the next generation CGM systems, focusing on how they have advanced from the real-time glucose tracking to the sophisticated predictive algorithms. So I'm going to start with an example that actually what is the difference between BGM, the blood glucose readings, and the CGM. So there is a profile in front of you that is a illustration that a blood glucose or the SMBGs capture a point in time. If you can see, the patient is only checking their blood glucose at 4 times, and this is actually not a full picture. But if we see the same picture, the same profile with continuous glucose monitoring, we can observe that there are excursion of lows and highs, and this is actually is a complete picture, a complete equation of a patient glycemic profile. And for example, if the patient is having a unawareness, then it can be a very dangerous situation for him if he is not aware with the hypos. So that is how continuous glucose monitoring provide a full picture, which is not only helpful for the people with diabetes, but also for the healthcare professionals, because they can take the targeted decisions, more focused decisions. And if these all the hidden readings get together with the predictive algorithms, then it can change the life of person with diabetes upside down. So since we are talking about the next generation CGMs in relation with predictive algorithms, I would like to portray that how the CGM actually reached to the predictive algorithm systems and how the evolution was there. So the first generation of the CGM was in the market in 2000, and it was actually the 1999 when the FDA approved it, and it has some key features like real-time glucose tracking and data display every few minutes. But it has some limitations as well, like limited accuracy and that need frequent calibration, like after 4 or 6 hours, and very short sensor life. A maximum that was 3 days. In 2008, the second generation of CGMs came into play, and the key features were the factory calibrated sensors, not all of them, but few of them, and and improve the accuracy. The MERD was 9 to 12%. The MERD is actually the mean absolute relative difference, which means the it is the comparison that how it is near to the SMBGs. So that is 9 to 12%, and some of them are having the integration with insulin pumps. And they have also some limitations, like still they were reactive, not predictive, and they had data lag, like 5 to 10 minutes delay. And after that, the third generation or the next generation CGM system, which we are having right now and in future. So they have the right now, which we are having the features that is advanced sensor technology. They have long wearing, as I said, that was 3 days sensor, but now we can even have the 10 days sensor or more than that, and the better accuracy and the predictive analytics and trend forecasting, and also the AI and the machine learning power decision support, and integration with other variables like Apple Watch, like pedometer, Fitbit, and closed loop systems, insulin pumps, but still we have some limitations. For example, the data privacy concerns, because when the data is on cloud, share with a many person, share with doctor, with diabetes care, so there is a data privacy concerns. And of course, these new gadgets has a very high cost. And with lot of data, people are reluctant to have them. The user adaptability is limited till now. So technically, the predictive algorithms are the game changers. They are changing the world of innovation in diabetes. So actually, how that predictive algorithm works. So the first step is data collection. Actually, these CGM systems collect the data, the past data, the current data, as well as the rate of change of glucose levels, for example, 1 milligram per deciliter per minute, and also take the data from the intake of the patient, the insulin, and some advanced system even take the data from stress and from the sleep patterns as well. And then they work on modeling and forecasting. Basically, there is few models like time series models, like psychological models, and the machine learning model. They combine together and make a hybrid model which works in predictive algorithms. And then they calculate the trends, the trend analysis. What is the change rate of the glucose levels? How near is the glucose and the threshold proximity? And what is actually their previous experiences? Even the time. They also consider time. So that's how they analyze the trends of the glucose levels and then make predictions and alerts. So for example, they send the proactive alerts. You may have hypo in 20 minutes, or even then, some advanced gadgets, some advanced CGM and insulin pump systems even recommend and trigger the action. And here I can explain that like this, that if that predictive algorithm is saying that my sugar is going to be low in next 60 minutes, then it will trigger the action and my insulin pump gets suspended. And I will not have insulin for next 2 hours unless or until my threshold is so far and it is improved so rapidly, or I manually restart it. So that's actually the saves the lives. So this is how the predictive algorithm works in new generation or next generation CGM system. So what are the benefits? The first benefits is early warning for the hypo and hyper events. The second is if and then simulation for lifestyle choices, exercise, meal intake, meal type, that all can be seen by the patient. And when they are seeing the trends, of course, they will be careful. And that gives the tighter control over the all the glucose profile, reduce time in range variability, integrate with AID systems. There are many type of insulin pumps out there and other gadget uh, which are integrated with this algorithm, and that reduce the burden of manual decision making. And I must say that also reduce the human error, because if someone is in hypo, he may take more insulin and it will not enter the correct units. But with predictive algorithms, the insulin pump in integration decide by its own that how much insulin should be injected or suspended. So if we see the broad spectrum, that in future This integration can be the part of broader digital health ecosystem. For example, that can be pair with different gadgets like Apple Watch, like patches, like other things like uh, pacemaker and things. So they can combine together and take a big decision for the person who is having all these gadgets with them. But similarly, we have some potential challenges as well. The first challenge is that there is too much data, and we usually face the user fatigue. They overwhelmed with the data, with the clauses, with the conditions, with the information, and privacy and security issues. Of course, when they are the cloud based, they have privacy issues, and they can send alerts to 10 people, so maybe the 10 people know about all this data and everything, and the condition, cost and access disparities. Definitely the cost is very high, we all know that, and we have accessibility issues not only with the gadgets, with the CGM systems or innovation, but also for the insulin and the regulatory hurdles. Right now in Pakistan, we have Liberate 2, but due to the regulatory hurdle, we can't have the application. And that's why that is totally not possible that where we can use that CGM. So that type of hurdles are also there, and they are the big challenges. So what we have right now, I'm going to put some examples. These examples which has backup trials, and they are actually approved ones. So what's first one is AquaCheck Smart Guide CGM, that is not FDA approved, but that has received the CA mark for use in Europe. It predicts lows. It doesn't predict highs. It only predicts lows. And 2 hours glucose production. The best feature which I find in that, that is nightly hypoglycemic event prediction. For example, I have dinner at 7 and I sleep at 10. So at 10, that will predict that I will have a hypo at 1. So I will so with this gadget, I do not need to wake up. I can even treat that before the sleeping. The other is Eversense 365 system, that has predictive algorithm for lows and highs, and wearing time is 1 year. It is the biggest wearing time in all the gadgets. The wearing time is 1 year, and it is FDA approved, and there is the mud is 8.5 to 9.4, and that can be used in age of 18 above. But this is invasive because it has to be installed under the skin over the subcutaneous fat, and definitely by a physician or a medical person. A person can't have by himself. And another example, which is Guardian Connect 4, that is also a next generation CGM that has predictive algorithm of lows and highs, and it can be wear for 7 days. It is FDA approved, and the merge range is 9 to 10.8%, and it is recommended to use above the 7 years of age. Simplera. Simplera is the latest next generation CGM system, and it has predictive algorithms for lows and highs, and it has a unique feature, which is that it can be compatible with other devices, like for the heartbeats, for the rhythms, for the walk, for everything. So they can be integrated with them. It is almost like Guardian Connect 4, but what is different is that it is disposable. The uh, transmitter is inbuilt, and it can be very, very thin, very sleek. So even it is not even, you can't feel it over the shirt. So that's why this is the new gadget uh, by Medtronic. And this is Dexcom G7. Dexcom G7 is also a new gadget. It's recently released. I think it was released in April 2025. And the predictive algorithms, they have predictable days, and that give the 12 hours grace time to change the um, sensor. That's why that is 10.5 days, and that is FDA approved. The MERT range is 8.2%, but the best feature is that it can be used in children the age of 2 and above, which is not uh, in any other next generation CGM system. So this is actually, these are the CGMs which are approved, which are widely used, and they have scientific evidences. So otherwise, there are many CGMs out there, but I only presented those which has some scientific evidences. So in summary, the next generation CGM systems isn't just about knowing glucose level now, but it is about knowing what next. And the predictive algorithms, when combined with AI-powered decision support, transform the diabetes care from reactive to proactive and empower user with real-time insight and future-focused guidance for optimal metabolic control. So that's all from me today. Thank you.